Meanwhile, Bernardo Silva, you can pretty much play this in every year with Bernardo Silva, can you? Ask about his future. Honestly, I don't know. We'll see what happens in the next weeks and months. Frank, do you think he really doesn't know?
Well, I can believe that he doesn't really know. I think he knows if he wants to go or not.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Now, I guess that player is such a talented player that he has made multiplies offers from fantastic clubs. We all know that Paris Saint-Germain is interesting. Is it a good thing for him to go there? And we all discuss about that. We all think, I think, no, because it's not the environment that he's looking for and that he's used to. So maybe it's not the club that he wants to go now. But I think he knows deep inside that if he wants to leave or if he wants to stay. And I don't have the answer. I don't know him well, even if I appreciate him. But yes, he knows a little bit of it.
Here we go again, Gab.
So I think one of the issues, the way City look at this, obviously they look at the player's age and they look at whether they have to commit to a long-term contract, and it's a big part of why people like Sterling and Gabriel Jesus are no longer at the club. They moved them on with a year to go. I think Bernardo Silva has multiple years to go. However, when you look at where he can play on the pitch, if you're talking about where he was deployed in the final, wide right, obviously they have Riyad Mahrez, who's getting older, who could move on, and whose contract is also beginning to wind down. And of course you have Phil Foden, who can operate in that position. Centrally, you're looking at De Bruyne, now in his 30s, also contract winding down, also perhaps some physical issues as well. You've got Gundogan going out of contract. So it becomes a bit of a numbers game. They don't want to necessarily find themselves in a position where they have to renew too many people. So I think what's happening with Bernardo Silva is the teams he's been linked with, like Paris Saint-Germain, there's obviously a lot of uncertainty there, as Frank just said. Barcelona, of course, even more uncertainty. That was a favorite last summer. So I think he's waiting to see what evolves there and what moves are City going to make. If Calvin Phillips had contributed more this season, then maybe we would have seen less of Gundogan. Maybe we would have never seen Stones in midfield. Maybe there would be a whole different environment, but it didn't pan out that way. And so I think he wants to get word from the club. Okay, what is the plan for next season? What are you have to bring guys in. You're going to have to bring people in. Where do I fit? And at the same time, who else could make a move for me? Because we said, there's a lot of uncertainty with some of those other clubs who might be interested in him.
Bit of a balancing act, isn't it, for City, though, this summer? Say Bernardo Silva goes, Gundogan goes, Mahrez has been linked to Saudi Arabia. There's some big shoes to fill.
I'll tell you what, though, if you're in a position where you've got, so on paper, a big part of your first team, it's not a bad place to be when you know that any class player who is available, you really shouldn't have that much trouble persuading them to come to you.
Right.
And do you have any money? As far as I know, they've got money. So, yes, they're not in the ideal position. But I'll tell you what, it's not a bad place to be, is it? You got money, you got the clout, you've certainly got the pool with the trophy. You've just won the Champions League. You got Pep as your manager. They're not in a bad spot, Dan.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.